We have reached the end. After 20 chapters walked together, after so much wisdom accumulated, after so many phrases that kept echoing in the mind and in the heart, the moment has come to close this journey the way it deserves. The last 4 chapters of Proverbs hold some of the most direct and impactful truths of the entire series. About the motives God examines when nobody is watching. About the reputation that is worth more than any fortune. About the wealth that grows wings and flies away. And about the lesson that an abandoned field can teach you better than any book. Stay with me until the end, because this last stretch is going to close the journey the way it deserves. And before we begin, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do it right now. Click the button down below, it is free, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any content. Give the video a thumbs up as well, because that helps this wisdom reach more people who need to hear it. Let us go. Chapter 21. Motives that matter and choices that define. Chapter 21 begins with an image that will make you stop and think. Good leadership is a stream controlled by the Eternal. He directs it toward whichever side he chooses. It is not the leader who decides the final course. It is the Eternal. And that completely changes the way you understand authority, power, and responsibility. Every true leadership has a source that goes beyond the leader. And then comes one of the most challenging phrases of the entire series. We evaluate our actions by appearances, but the Eternal examines our motives. This phrase does not ask what you did. It asks why you did it. And the difference between those two questions is enormous. You may have done the right thing for the wrong reason. You may have helped someone to be seen helping. You may have been generous to receive praise. You may have told the truth to destroy someone. The Eternal is not impressed by actions. He goes straight to the heart. Living with purity before God and treating your neighbor with justice says more to the Eternal than any religious act. Arrogance and pride are sins. Period. Careful planning gives you the advantage in the long run. Hurry and rushing leave you behind. You can reach the top through lies and cheating, but you will receive only illusion, and your promotion will be death. Confused motives turn life into a tangled mess. Pure motives lead you down the right path. And then the text talks about something that everyone who has ever lived with a difficult person will understand completely. It is better to live alone in a crumbling shack than to share a mansion with a nagging wife. It is better to live in a tent in the desert than with an irritable and nagging wife. Twice the book repeats this image in the same chapter. Because the inner peace of the home is worth more than any external luxury. You can have the most beautiful address in the city and live in hell every single day. Or you can have the most modest address and wake up in peace. If you reject the cry of the poor, your own cries will not be answered either. Evil planned against a just person will come back to the wicked like a perfectly aimed boomerang. Watch your words and control your tongue. You will save yourself from a great deal of trouble. And chapter 21 closes with a declaration that should be written in front of every strategic plan, every business meeting, every important decision. No plan, no scheme, no invention will ever defeat the Eternal. Always do your best, prepare for the worst, and trust the Eternal. You will achieve victory. Chapter 22, Reputation, Humility, and the 30 Principles. Chapter 22 begins with a declaration that goes against everything the consumer culture preaches. Having a good reputation is better than winning the lottery. Being well regarded by others is better than having a lot of money in the bank. The rich and the poor are equal in this. The Eternal created both. And before Him, what defines you is not what you accumulated, but who you became. The prudent person sees a problem and quickly finds a way to escape it. The foolish one dives in headfirst and ends up destroyed. The reward of humility and the fear of the Eternal is abundance, honor, and life. And then comes one of the most well-known phrases in all of Scripture. Show your children the direction of life. And even when they are old, they will not lose their way. This is not an automatic promise. It is a principle. What you plant in your children's childhood, they carry forever. The direction you establish in their early years is the compass that will guide the next several decades of their lives. That is why the responsibility of a father and mother is not only to provide, it is to point the way. Whoever sows sin reaps disaster. All the evil will come back against them. Generous hands are blessed because they share what they have with those in need. Send away whoever loves confusion and things will calm down. That will put an end to the fights and insults. The Eternal loves whoever has a pure and sincere heart, and considers a friend whoever expresses God's grace in their speech. The lazy person always finds an excuse. They say there is a lion on the loose. If I go out I will be devoured. The seduction of the immoral woman is a dangerous trap. Young people are prone to foolishness, but discipline is an excellent remedy. And then the text presents the 30 principles, tested and proven guidelines, truths that work for whoever is willing to apply them. Do not trample on the poor just because they are poor. Do not use your position to exploit the weak, because the Eternal will come to their defense. Do not hang around people who only create confusion. Stay away from those with a short fuse because it is contagious. Do not put up your own property as collateral for risky debts. Do not move the ancient boundary stones marked out by your ancestors. And watch whoever is skilled at what they do. Skilled professionals are sought out, admired, and never stand in anyone's shadow. Chapter 23, The Rich Man's Table, the Wine and the Truth that Sets Free. Chapter 23 begins with a warning that seems pulled directly from the corporate world of today. When you go out to dinner with an influential person, be polite. Do not rush to take advantage. Do not envy what they have. But be careful. They may have other intentions. Do not exhaust yourself trying to get rich. Stay sharp. The wealthy disappear in the blink of an eye. Wealth grows wings, takes flight, and vanishes into the vast blue sky. Do not accept the dinner invitation from someone with a greedy eye. They will say eat, drink, but they will not mean it. The food will sit badly in your stomach, and you will discover that the dinner was just a pretext. Submit yourself to instruction with discipline. Open your ears to the voice of experience. Do not be afraid to correct young children. A good correction can spare them from things far worse in the future. And then the text speaks about the father who rejoices in the wisdom of his son. My son, if you become wise, I will be a happy father. My heart will sing for joy when I see you speak with wisdom. Do not have even the slightest envy of rebellious people. Dive headfirst into the fear of the Eternal. That is where your future is guaranteed, and your hope will not be disappointed. Do not associate with people who drink too much. Do not give yourself to excess, because those who live that way will end up in the gutter begging for money, dressed in rags. Listen with respect to the father who raised you. Do not set aside your mother when she grows old. Parents rejoice when their children do well. Wise children fill their parents with pride. So make your father happy. Let your mother be proud. And then comes one of the most vivid and powerful passages in the entire series. A warning about alcohol that will make you think seriously. Do not let yourself be drawn in by the aroma or the taste of good wine. Think first about the hangover. That unbearable headache, that nausea that does not pass. Do you really want to feel sluggish, to slur your words, to stagger through the streets? Someone hit me and it did not hurt. They struck me and I did not even notice. When I sober up, I am going to drink more. That is the portrait of someone who has lost control, who trades tomorrow for the momentary relief of today, who wakes up destroyed and the first thing they think about is when they are going to repeat what destroyed them. Chapter 24, The Strength of Wisdom and the Lesson of the Abandoned Field. Chapter 24 begins with a declaration that summarizes much of what was said throughout the entire series. It takes wisdom to build a house, understanding to establish it on a solid foundation, knowledge to fill the rooms with the best furnishings. Wisdom makes a man strong, and knowledge gives him power. Strategy is the key to war, just as good advice is the key to victory. Whoever gives up in a moment of crisis is truly weak. Rescue whoever is in the worst situation. Do not hesitate to help. If you say it is none of my business, thinking that exempts you from responsibility, know that someone is watching you. Someone who does not accept flimsy excuses, and who will give each person what they deserve. My son, eat honey because it is good for you. Taste the most delicious things, and do the same with knowledge and wisdom. It is excellent for the soul, because in that way your future is guaranteed. Your hope is anchored to a rock, no matter how many times they stumble. Whoever is faithful to God does not stay on the ground for long. They are quick to get back up, but the wicked will end up at the bottom of a pit. Do not laugh when your enemy falls, nor when they are at their worst. The Eternal may see it, disapprove of your attitude, and then your turn to fall will come. Do not lose your head over the arrogant. Do not wish to prosper like the wicked, for they have no future at all. They are heading straight for a dead end. Fear the Eternal, my son. Respect your leaders. Do not be rebellious, because without warning your life can be turned upside down. And who knows how or when that can happen. It is a grave mistake to agree with injustice. Whoever covers up the crimes of the wicked will be permanently marked everywhere. But whoever exposes the wicked will be rewarded and will have the gratitude of the people. An honest answer is like the tight embrace of a friend. First plant your fields, then build the storehouse. Do not talk about your neighbor behind their back. No slander or gossip. Do not tell anyone I am going to get even, they are going to pay dearly for what they did to me. And then chapter 24 closes with a scene that will be burned into your memory. The author walks past the field of a lazy old man, then past the vineyard of a foolish man, both covered with weeds, fences knocked down, almost everything neglected. And he stops, looks at all of it, and thinks, the fields taught me a lesson. A little nap here, a little doze there, a little break here, a little rest there, always leaning against something somewhere. Do you know what you are going to have? Just this. A poor and miserable life in which the needs are permanent. 24 chapters. A journey that began with wisdom crying out in the streets and ends with the silent and powerful lesson of an abandoned field. From the first chapter to the last, one truth runs through every page, every proverb, every image. Life is not an accident. It has direction, it has purpose, it has rules that work. And whoever knows them and applies them does not merely survive. They flourish. Wisdom was offered freely throughout 24 chapters. It cried out on street corners. It called by name. It showed the paths and the dead ends. The only question that remains is the same one from chapter 1. Are you going to listen? If this series transformed the way you see life, give the video a thumbs up right now and share it with someone who needs to hear this. In the comments, tell me which chapter, which phrase, which moment in this journey touched you the most. I would love to read what this series did in your life. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do it now. Click the button right below, hit the notification bell, and become part of this family that seeks wisdom every single day. Because the journey does not end here. There is much more waiting for you on this channel. It was an honor to walk this path with you. Thank you for making it to the end of this series. See you in the next video.